Thanks for tuning in to today's Read Aloud. Today we are going to read a story called A Sick Day for Amos McGee. This is one of my favorite stories. The author is Philip C. Steed. He wrote the words. The illustrator is Erin E. Steed. She drew the beautiful pictures. Let's take a look at the front cover of the story. What do you see on the front cover?
An elephant and a penguin and a man and a...
I see an elephant and a penguin, a man and a mouse holding a balloon. Looks like they may be playing cards. I wonder why they're doing that. Where are they? We're going to read to find out. Before we start reading, our focus today is to make a text-to-text connection. As we're reading, I want you to think about another book that we have read in which the character is sick and they have to stay home from school or work. After we're done reading, you are going to talk to someone in your household about that other story. Are we ready to read?
Yeah.
All right. A Sick Day for Amos McGee.
Who's Amos McGee?
Amos McGee was an early riser. Every morning when the alarm clock clanged, he swung his legs out of bed and swapped his pajamas for a fresh pressed uniform. He would wind his watch and set a pot of water to boil, saying to the sugar bowl, "A spoonful for my oatmeal, please, and 2 for my teacup." Belly full and ready for the workday, he'd amble out the door. So there is Mr. Amos McGee heading off to work. Where do you think he works? Can you take a guess? Make a prediction? It looks like he has to wear a uniform. What job do you have to wear a uniform? Police officer? Firefighter? We'll see. Every day, Amos waited for the number 5 bus. "Next stop, City Zoo," the bus driver would call. 6 a.m., right on time, he'd reply. So there he goes. He's going to the zoo. Amos had a lot to do at the zoo, but he always made time to visit his good friends. What do you think his job is at the zoo? What do you think he does there?
He works.
He works there. Maybe feeds the animals or plays with the animals. He would play chess with the elephant, who thought and thought before making a move. Run races with the tortoise, who never, ever lost. A tortoise is a big turtle. Sit quietly with the penguin, who was very shy. Lend a handkerchief to the rhinoceros, who always had a runny nose. And at sunset, he would read stories to the owl, who was afraid of the dark. One day, Amos awoke with the sniffles and the sneezes and the chills. He swung his achy legs out of bed, curled them back again, and said, "I don't think I'll be going to work today." He feels too sick, so he's going to have to stay home. Meanwhile, at the zoo, the animals waited for their friend. The elephant arranged his pawns and polished his castles. The tortoise stretched his legs and limbered up. The penguin sat patiently all by himself. The rhinoceros worried that his allergies were worsening. The owl perched atop a tall stack of storybooks, scratching his head with concern. Where is Amos? The animals wondered. Where is he? The animals don't know, but we know. He's at home. Put that down. Later that day, look at the animals. Where do you think they're going? Make a prediction. Where do you think the animals might be going?
To their house.
To whose house?
To the
There they
man's
go. They're standing at the bus stop, waiting for the bus. Riding on the bus, the number 5 bus. Ooh, I remember from the beginning of the story that Amos rode the number 5 bus. Hooray! My good friends are here. Oh, they went to visit their friend Amos. Was that a nice thing for them to do? They're making him feel better. The elephant prepared a game of chess. Amos thought and thought before making a move. I'm too tired to run races today, said Amos to the tortoise. Let's play hide and seek instead. The tortoise hid inside his shell. Amos hid beneath the covers. Amos yawned. I could use a nap. The penguin sat quietly, keeping Amos's feet warm. Achoo! Amos awoke with a sneeze. The rhinoceros was ready with a handkerchief. A handkerchief is kind of like a tissue that you can reuse. I'm beginning to feel much better. Thank you, said Amos to his friends. He swung his legs out of bed. Perhaps we'll share a pot of tea. So they all sat around the table drinking tea. Sometimes tea makes your throat feel better when you're not feeling so good. Amos wound his alarm clock. It's getting late, he said. After all, we have a morning bus to catch. So Amos said goodnight to the elephant, and goodnight to the tortoise, and to the penguin, to the rhinoceros, and goodnight to the owl, who, knowing that Amos was afraid of the dark, read a story aloud before turning out the light.
Amos?
The man. And they all fell asleep. Say good night. Good night, Amos. Good night, friends.
Why?
Boys and girls, I want you to think about another story that we recently read that had a character in the story that wasn't feeling too good and had to stay home. Talk to someone in your home about that. I'll talk to you later. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.